Show me. Show me.
Here I have a pilot's thumb racked as homeward he did come.
A drum, Macbeth doth come.
The weird sisters hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus to go about, thrice to thine and thrice to mine and thrice again to make up rhyme. Peace! The charge wound up.
This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success commencing in a truth I am fain of coddle? If good, why do I yield that suggestion, whose horrid image doth unfix my hair and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? More present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man that function is smothered in surmise, and nothing is but what is not. Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires. The eye winks at the hand, yet let that be. Which the eye fears, it is to see.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report that they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air into which they vanished. Whilst I stood, wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and referred me to the coming on of time. Hail king that shall be. This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart and farewell. Longs thou art, and Cawdor, and shall be what thou art promised. Yet do I feel thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, that wouldst thou holily, wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win. That's how, great Gloms, that which cries, thus thou must do, if thou have it, and that which rather thou dost fear to do than wishes should be undone. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise thee with the valor of my tongue, all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid does seem to have thee crowned withal. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here and fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of diverse cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breast and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers! Wherever in your sightless substance you tend on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife sees not the wound it makes, nor heaven be through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold, hold.
The assassination could trammel up the consequence, catch with his surcease success, that but this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here. But here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we jump the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instruction, which, being taught, turns to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poison chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First, as I am his subject, and his kinsman, strong both against the deed. Then, as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself.
I have given suck. Know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this!
If we should fail,
We fail. Screw your courage to this sticking place and we'll not fail.
is this a dagger which I see before me, the handle towards my hand. Oh, let me touch thee. I have thee not, and here to see thee still. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Art thou but the dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat oppressive brain? See thee still, in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshest me the way that I was going, and such an instrument was I to use. Mine eyes are made fools and the other senses, or else worth all the rest. And see thee still, and on thy blade and dungeon gouts blood which was not so poured. There is no such thing! It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Now, o'er the one half-world nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings, and withered murder, alarmed by his sentinel, the wolf, as howls his watch, with stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides, towards his design, moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm-set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk. For fear thy very stones prate of my whereabouts, and take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. While I threat, he lives. Words to the heat of deeds too cold breath gives. I go. And it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven. Or to hell. Still it hath cried, sleep no more, to all the house. Longs this murder sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it that once cried? You do unventured noble strength to think so brain sickly of things. Go, get some water and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Why did you bring the daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go, carry them and smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
Go no more. I am afraid to think what I have done. Look on it, I dare not.
Infirm of purpose! Give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead orbit as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. He do bleed on gild the faces of the groom's fall, for it must seem their guilt.
Whence is that knocking? Thou hast with me when every noise appalls me. What hands are here? They pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood from my hand? No, this my hand will rather the multitudinous seas incarnadine, making the green one red.
My hands are of your color, that I shame to wear hearts so white. There's not yet the south entry. Retire we to our chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy is it then? Your constancy hath left you unattended. We're knocking, but on your nightgown this occasion calls us and shows us to be your watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
No, my deed, were best not know myself. Wake Duncan with thy knocking. I would thou couldst.
Here's a knocking indeed. The man were porter of Hellgate. He'd have old turning the key. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there in the name of Beelzebub? Here's a farmer that hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in time, have napkins I know about you. Here you'll sweat for. Knock, knock. Faith, here's an equivocator. Could swear on both scales, against either scale. Committed treason enough for God's sake, could not equivocate to heaven. Come in, equivocator. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? Faith, here's an English tailor. Come hither for stealing out of a French hose. Come in time, here you may roast your goose. Knock, knock, never quiet. What are you? But this place be too cold for hell. I'll devil portrait no further. I had thought to let some in of all the professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. None, none, I pray you. Remember the portrait.
What will you do? Let's not consort with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office which the false man does easy. All to England.
To Ireland, I. Our separated fortune shall keep us both the safer. Where we are, there's daggers in men's smiles. The near in blood, the nearer bloody.
This murderous shaft which shot is not yet lighted, and our safest path is to avoid the aim. Therefore to horse, and let us not be dainty of leave taking but shift away. There's warrant in that theft which steals itself. There's no mercy left.
Come, sealing night, scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hand cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. Light thickens, and the crow makes wing to the rooky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, while night's black agents to their praise do rouse. Give me some wine, fill full. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would he were here. To all and him we thirst, and all to all.
Our duties and the pledge.
Avaunt, and quit my sight! Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold, thou hast speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with.
Think of this, worthy friends, what I said. Think of custom, 'tis no other, only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
What man dare I dare? Approach thou like the rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros, or the hircan tiger. Take any shape but that, and my firm nerves shall never tremble. Oh, be alive with me, and dare me to the desert with thy sword. If trembling I inhabit, then test me, the baby of a girl. Hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence! My soul being gone, I am a man again. Pray you sit still.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Fillet of a fenny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blind worm's sting, lizard's leg and howlet's wing, for a charm of powerful trouble, like a home-brought boil and bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Scale of dread, tooth of wolf, witch's longing maw and gulf, of the ravened salt sea shark, root of hemlock dig to the dark, liver of blaspheming Jew, gall of goat, and slips of youth slivered in the moon's eclipse, nose of Turkentara's lips, finger of birth, strangled, babe, ditch, delivered by a drab, make the gruel thick and slab, add thereto a tiger's children, for the ingredients of our cauldron. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Cool it with a baboon's blood, and the charms firm and good.
By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever knocks.
Sirach, your father's dead. What will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, mother.
What, with worms and flies?
With what I get, I mean, and so do they.
Poor bird, thou'dst never fear the net nor line, the pitfall nor the gin.
Why should I, mother? Poor birds, they are not set for. My father is not dead for all you're saying.
Yes, he is dead. What wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, I can buy me 20 at any market.
You'll buy him to sell again.
Thou speakst with all thy wit, and yet a faith with wit enough for thee.
Was my father a traitor, mother?
Aye, that he was.
What's a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so?
Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
And must they all be hanged that swear and lie?
Everyone.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest men.
Then the liars and swears are fools. For there are liars and swears enow to beat the honest men and hang up them.
God help thee, poor monkey. How wilt thou do for a father?
If he were dead, you'd weep for him. If he were not, 'twere a good sign that I should quickly have a new father.
Poor Crumpler, how thou talkst.
This tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongues, was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He has not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry god.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is a good and virtuous nature may recoil in an imperial charge. black Macbeth shall seem as pure as snow, and the poor state esteem him as a lamb, being compared with my confineless arms.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more than Jesus and taught Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious smacking of every sin that has a name. But there's no bottom, none, in my voluptuousness. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons, and your maids could not fill up the cistern of my lust, and my desire, all continent impediments, would o'erbear and oppose my will. Better Macbeth than such a one to reign.
Your castle is prized. Your wife and babes savagely slaughtered. To late the manor were on the quarry of these murdered deer, to add the death of you.
Merciful heaven! What man? Never put your head upon your brow. Give sorrow words. The grief that does not speak whispers the o'erfraught heart and bids it break. My children too.
Wife, children, servants, all that can be found.
I must be from thence!
My wife killed too.
I have said,
Be comforted. Let's make us medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children!
Oh, my pretty ones. Did you say all? Oh, Hellkite, all? All my pretty chickens and their dead in one fell swoop. Spewed it like a man.
I shall do so!
I must also feel it as a man.
I cannot but remember such things that were most precious to me. Did heaven look on and would not take their part? Sinful Macduff.
Heed this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the heart, enrage it.
I could play the woman with mine eyes and braggart with my tongue. But gentle heavens, cut short all intermission. Front to front, bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself. Within my sword's length set him. If he escape, heaven forgive him too!
His time goes manly. Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaping, and the powers above put on their instruments. See what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
'Tis her command. You see her eyes are open. Aye, but their senses shut. What is she does now? Look how she rubs her hands. 'Tis an accustomed action with her, to seem thus, washing her hands. I have known her continuing this quarter of an hour.
here's a spot.
Hark, she speaks. I will set down what comes from her, to satisfy my remembrance more strongly.
Out, dead spot! Out, I say! 1, 2. Then 'tis time to do it. Oh, it's murky. Fie, my lord, fie! A soldier and a fear. What need we fear? Who knows it, when none can call our power to account? Who would have thought the old land had so much blood in it?
Do you mark that?
Thing of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What will these hands ne'er be clean? No more that, my lord, no more that, you more all with the starting!
Go to, you know that you should not. She has said what she should not. I am sure of that.
not sweet in this little hand. Oh. Oh.
What a sigh is there, the heart sorely charged. I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body. Disease is beyond my practice, yet I have known those who walked in their sleep, who died boldly in their bed.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you, yet again, Banquo is buried and cannot come out on his grave.
Even so,
To bed. To bed. There's a knocking at the gate. Come. Come, come, come. Give me your hand. This time cannot be. I'm done. To bed. To bed.
to bed.
Let every soldier hew him down a bough and bear before him. Thereby shall we shadow the numbers of our host and make discovery ere in report of us.
Shall be done.
We learn no other, but the confident tyrant keeps still and Dunsinane.
It is his main hope, but where there is advantage to be given, both more and less have given him to revolt, and none serve him but constrain in things whose hearts are absent too.
Let our just censures attend a true event, and put we on industrious soldiership.
The time approaches that will with due decision make us know what we shall say we have and what we owe. Thoughts speculative their unsure hopes relate, but certain issues strokes must arbitrate, towards which advance the war.
Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Make all our trumpets speak. Give them all breath. Those clamorous harbingers of blood and death!
They have tied me to a stake. I cannot fly, but bear like I must fight the course. What's he that was not born of woman? Such a one am I to fear, or none.
What is thy name?
Thou wilt be afraid to hear it.
No, though thou callest thyself a hotter name than any is in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to my ear.
No, nor more fearful.
Thou liest, abhorrent tyrant. With my sword I shall prove the lie thou speakst.
Thou wast born of woman. But swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn, brandished by a man that's of woman born.
That way the noises! Time to show thy face! If thou be a slave with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts haunt me still. I cannot strike a wretched current whose arms are hired to bear their staves. Either thou, Macbeth, or else my sword with an unbattered edge I sheathe again undeeded. There thou shouldst be by this great clatter, one greatest note seems brooded. Let me find him, fortune, and more I beg not.
else I have avoided thee. But get thee back, my soul is too much charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword. Thou bloodier villain, then turns to give the act!
Thou the entrenchant air with thy keen sword impress as make me bleed. Let fall thy blade on vulnerable crests. I bear a charmed life which must not yield to one of woman born.
Despair thy charm, and let the angel whom thou still hast served tell thee. Macbeth was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Accursed be that tongue that tells me so, for it hath cowed my better part of man. And be these juggling fiends no more believe that palter with us in a double sense, that keep the word of promise to our ear and break it to our hope. I will not fight with thee.
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the time. We'll have these our rare monsters are, painted upon a pole, and under it, here, may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, and to be baited with the rabble's curse. Though burning wood be come to Dudsley, thou opposed being of no woman born, yet I will try the last. For my body I throw my warlike shield. Lay on, Macbeth, and damned be him that first tries. Hold, enough!
Hail, King of Scotland.
Hail, King of Scotland!
We shall not spend a large expense of time before we reckon with your several loves and make us even with you. My thanes and kinsmen, henceforth be earls, the first that ever Scotland in such an honor named. What's more to do, which will be newly planted with the time, as calling home our exiled friends abroad that fled the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who, as 'tis thought, by self and violent hands took off her life. This, and what needful else that calls upon us, by the grace of grace, we will perform in measure, time, and place. So thanks to all at once, and to each one whom we invite to see us crowned a scorn! Aye!
As well for the poor as the peer. Good fortune attend each merry man's friend that doth but the best that he may. Forgetting old wrongs with carols and songs to drive the cold winter away. 'Tis ill for a mind to anger inclined, to think of small injuries now. If wrath be to seek, do not lend to thy cheek, or let her inhabit thy brow. Cross out of thy books malevolent looks, both beauty and use decay, and wholly consort with mirth cold winter away. This time of the year is spent in good cheer, as neighbors together do meet, to sit by the fire with friendly desire, each other in love to greet. All grudges forgot, all goods in the pot, all sorrows aside they lay. The old and the young took care of this song to drive the cold winter away.